What's up, everybody? This is Mr. 100K a day in the flesh. And today we're going to be talking about Sydney McLaughlin. I am absolutely tired of them trying to protect this mixed girl by putting her in garbage, crappy events. I'm completely tired of it. I don't know if anybody else out there feels like I do, but I am convinced that Sydney McLaughlin is completely overrated. And Sydney McLaughlin is being protected by the powers that be, including Bobby Kersey, because she's mixed. And if she did outright sprints, she would probably fare a lot worse than she does in the 400-meter hurdles. Let's get to it, guys. First of all, let's do a quick analysis of Sydney McLaughlin's personal records. Okay, so Sydney McLaughlin, we all know she's great in the 400-meter hurdles, so we're not going to dispute that. We know that when it comes to the 400-meter hurdles, she ranks at the very top. She's almost a second better than anybody else's PR that's ever walked the face of the earth. But when we look at Sydney McLaughlin's other times, the 733 and the 60 indoors, she has a wind at 1107 and the 100 outdoors. I don't think she's ever ran another one after that. Her personal best in the 200 is 2207. Outdoors 336.12. And that was years ago. So she probably could run a lot faster than those times now. 400 meters is 48.74. I think her 400-meter time is probably the most impressive, other than the hurdle time that she's ran in all of those performances that she's ever had. So it is my contention, guys, that Sydney McLaughlin is really overrated. The hurdle events alone is an event that people typically do when they are failed sprinters, or they're not really good as flat sprinters, like Shamir Little or someone like that. We all know Shamir Little isn't really that fast when it comes to the open forward. She can't even make an open forward team. She's just really not that good. But a person like Sydney has a talent level in the open 400 where she really could be competitive on the international stage. The problem is she's yet to perform on the international stage in the 400 consistently, particularly in championship settings. So we don't really know how she'll do or how her body would even hold up after 3 rounds of 400-meter sprinting at international level competition in the open 400. So what I believe is what they do is they protect the mixed girl and allow her to be, great in an event that most people don't even want to do. As a matter of fact, as I've said before, the people who primarily do the 400-meter hurdles are failed sprinters. I think Sydney McLaughlin would be an average to above average sprinter if she was doing the open sprints, just the regular sprints, and not without the hurdles. And, of course, like I said, her 50.65, her personal best in the 400-meter hurdles is great. We all know that. But when we do a real analysis of how her times stack up, for example, in the 200, her 2207 PR, right? Her PR in the 200, guys, is 2207. We see that. 2207 on the all-time list, it doesn't rank very high. As far as all-time performers, she ranks as 54th, tied for 54th all-time performers. Nothing to write home about at all. But her 400-meter PR, I think that tells a lot more about what she's probably capable of as far as flat sprints. But I can't, for the love of God, figure out why they would not put her in the open 400 at the Olympics this year, unless it's to protect the gravy train and not have her to have to go against real sprinters. Because, like I said, I think the agenda is always protect the mixed girl. Put her in events that she know are soft, that they know that she's extremely competitive in, that there's really no competition, and allow her to win gold medals and break records and make it seem like she's a hell of an athlete, when really she's not. I think she's a great athlete, but when it comes to the 400-meter hurdles, it's an event that is underdeveloped. Like I've said, Irina Pavalova, in 1 year of doing the 400-meter hurdles back in 2000, got the Olympic gold medal in 1 year. And that shows the state of the 400-meter hurdles, where it is and how that is really not a really developed event. But Sydney McLaughlin, her 400-meter PR, guys, it is, as we can see on the screen, is 48.74. That ranks her as the number 10 performer all time. The problem is, Shawnee Miller-Weibo, even though she fell off, she's still, in the mix somewhere in there. She's still running. And most people in front of her, though, in those times, Saweed Nasser, for example, all time, she's ran 48-1. They're not even competitive. Marita Cock, Jamila, the chick from whatever she's from Czech Republic, wherever she was from, the run that looks like a man, she ran 47.99. But none of those people are running. And the people who were running fast recently, Saweed Nasser got banned. Kathy Freeman retired. Sandy Richards Ross retired. So there's really nobody other than Paulino. There's no one really right now who can really compete. Who's like really stands out. They look like they would just completely smash Sydney. So is there any really good reason why Sydney McLaughlin is not running the open 400-meter dash? I think, like I said, is to protect the mixed girl. Mixed girls from the United States typically don't do well in sprints. They don't. I'm not saying that they can't win here and there. They can't run a decent performance. But as far as being competitive on the international stage, they don't really break records. They don't really do much at the open and flat sprints, 400 and under. And I think that their intention is to really protect her and to make sure that they protect her ego. Because I feel like, other than maybe the 400, she would probably get crushed. And her body may not even hold up, if she was running the 400 competitively on a regular. We don't know. Once you start, like her doing the event that she ran in LA when she ran against the girls a few months ago and ran a 22-0, running a one-off is one thing. But putting your body under that constant stress of being 400 of sprinting training and having to run flat out, I think it's very likely that she probably will be injured a majority of the time, or she will be getting crushed and not be able to perform like she would probably want to be performing. How we think she probably would be able to perform day in and day out if she was running the flat sprint. So, it is now my contention that she's overrated, completely overrated. She's doing an event that mostly bum sprinter chicks do. And I think that is extremely clear. As a matter of fact, when we look at her contemporaries, people who are running the 400 meters with her, with the exception of Femke Bol, all of those chicks really suck in the flat 400. Delilah Muhammad, she paved the way heavily in the 400 meter hurdles. But one thing we know about Delilah Muhammad, I don't think she's a 40, 49, even low open 400 meter runner. As a matter of fact, Delilah Muhammad's PR in the 400 meters the flat 400 meters is 50.68. So literally, Sydney McLaughlin has basically run Delilah Muhammad's, personal record in the in the 400 meters, and she's running with hurdles. So, it becomes really frustrating to me. It's really frustrating to me when we have, things like this that go on in track and field. I think it happens in other sports too. Boxing, I feel like it happens. They have guys who dodge people by weight class and things like that. But it's really frustrating to see it in a sport like track and field, where I know that we can get much better matchups if people actually ran events that were more competitive. So this is Delilah Muhammad's World Athletics profile, and we can see with Delilah Muhammad, her PR in the 400 is 50.6, which is dumpster juice. Other people who have run fast on the 400 meter hurdles, as we see right here, don't really run fast in the open four. So it seems to me that by far of active sprinters who have run the 400 meter hurdles, Sydney McLaughlin is really a sprinter running the 400 meter hurdles. That's what it seems like. And I think they're protecting her from the killers in the open sprints by putting her in the hurdles, because she knows that she's running against the girls, mostly girls, so she's at least 2 seconds faster than 1 or 2 seconds faster than in the open 400. And I think that gives her a significant advantage when it comes to her 400 meter hurdling. This is Shamir Little. Shamir Little's PR is 49.68, which is still about a full second slower than Sydney McLaughlin in the open 400. So these are all the girls that are actually active. Femke Bol and Sydney are yet to meet, to my understanding, in the open flat 400. I think Femke Bol could easily run a really good 400 meter time, but of course she doesn't. Let's see how she has run in outdoors. She hasn't even run the event much outdoors. Let's see. Femke Bol's 400 meter personal best, her all-time top 10. 49.44. 49.44 is her outdoor personal best. 40, she's run faster indoors, 49.17, than she's run outdoors. So yeah, Sydney's at least a half a second better than everybody is, and that's on the flat 400. Off those are the people she's running against in the open four, in the 400-meter hurdles, and I think that's really telling. I think it allows her to be protected, run against much inferior competition when it comes to flat foot speed, but it also allows her to just run an event that she know that's really not really that competitive, and it mostly failed sprinters run. This Anna Cockrell, um, we know who she is. It's something about her I don't like. I don't know what it is about her I don't like. I always thought that she's just like a weird chick. I think I know what it is that I don't like about her, but I'm not going to say it on here. But Anna Cockrell, for example, she made the 400-meter team. She made the Olympic team in 2021 also. She's not very fast, really, flat foot speed. But let's look at how she does in other events. Anna Cockrell this is 10 years ago, 11 years ago, so it's not really good determining. Let's look at her 200-meter. Anna Cockrell she hasn't even broken 23 seconds, and in the 200, and that's indoors or outdoors. So let's look at her flat 400 speed. Anna Cockrell has ran a 400 personal record of, according to this, our personal record is 53:39. I have a feeling that Anna Cockrell will probably run a lot faster than that in the open 400. I don't think that's a true testament to what how good she really is. Yeah, but she hasn't broken 53. So yeah, by and far, Sydney McLaughlin is a lot better than everybody else when it comes to just flat foot speed. I think that's her significant advantage. And I think it's unfortunate when we see she's able to dodge and duck real sprinters, because that's what she really is. She's a real sprinter running an event that usually failed sprinters run, and that's why she does well. So it is now my contention that she's overrated. I still want to see her do well because I like her, but I don't like her competitive spirit as far as how she ducks and dodges and they protect her, whoever her team is, Bobby Kersey or whoever. And I think it's unfortunate. I think it's unfortunate we haven't seen her in other events. We haven't seen her run against Femke Bold in the 300 indoors, outdoors, or the 400. We haven't seen a good lineup with her running the 400 flat, with checking her flat speed out. So yeah, she's running against mostly dumpster juice sprinters like Anna Cockrell. They're just putting hurdles in front of her and then saying run, and that's why she's running by a second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, like she is. So yeah, I mean, I'm not really feeling her. I think it's only a matter of time before I just completely start disliking Sydney McLaughlin and want to see her fail. But at this point, I'm still on her team. But I do think she's overrated. She's an overrated sprinter who would not probably be dominating. Well, I know for a fact wouldn't be dominating. She ran the sprints, and instead she runs an event that failed sprinters run, which is the 400-meter hurdles, an underdeveloped event that mostly people who run who could participate in it are just really not really that good when it comes to just flat sprinting. So yeah, this is another example of them protecting the mixed girl to make sure they can protect her image and make her like she's really a killer, but when in reality she's not. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comments, guys. This is a very, very sensitive topic because she's still a gold medalist and a world record holder. But I feel like it's something funny, suspicious about her performances, and not as far as like drug use or anything, but as far as just like how she's able to just dominate in an event that nobody else really wants to run, and they're able to make it seem like she's just a hell of a person when I don't think she is. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. This is another episode of The Biggest Hater in Track and Field, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.